Hey everybody, yet again it's new tech time in the office. Today we have Microsoft Surface Pro 3. This is Microsoft's new version of their Surface. This now has a 12-inch screen with 2160 by 1440 resolution. The dimensions of this guy are 11.5 by 7.93 by 0.36 inches thick. It weighs 1.76 pounds. To go over some of the specifications of the model we ordered, I ordered the Core i5 model. It's the 4300U at 1.9 gigahertz. This has the Intel HD 4500 graphics. This is the 256 gig SSD. The device manager displays this as a Samsung solid state drive. Our boot time on this guy is around 16 to 17 seconds from a cold shutoff. Windows 8.1 Pro, of course. This has the Marvel AVA Star AC wireless, Bluetooth 4.0, has 5 megapixel front and rear facing camera. Your front and rear mic are also located very close to your cameras as well. We have one USB 3.0 port on the right hand side, one mini display port. Here's your dock and or charging connector. It's a flat fin style, kind of like your older iPod, iPhone charging cable. The top perimeter, you have your venting. Your fan is located on the right side. Here's your power button. Left hand side, headphone jack, volumes up and down. On the bottom, here's your port for the keyboard. And this does have a micro SD card slot. This time it is located on the underside of the kickstand. On the right hand side right here. Under here is your serial number, your model, your storage capacity, and the Windows 8 logo. One thing about the Surface 3 over the Surface 2 is the new kickstand. Their Surface 1 originally only had one position. The Surface 2 had a couple more. Now the Surface 3 has even more. It's a little stiffer. You get to right about there. And you almost have like hydraulics that you can push back all the way, almost all the way back. So you get a pretty flat laying. The home button or Windows key button is also moved to the right hand side there. It has a little vibrator in it, but it's not as noticeable as say the Venue 11 Pro. It has stereo speakers, which are located on the top left and right. They're fairly loud, but they don't get loud enough that most like normal noises can be heard over. So you may want to pick up an extra pair of external speakers if you're going to do a lot of listening. Here's the charger. This is a 36 watt charger instead of the 48. Still has the same styling connectors on it. Here's your new connector. It's the LED around the top there. A new feature is this new little pen here. This little guy weighs approximately 0.6 of an ounce with battery. It takes a quadruple A battery. Little tiny guy there. There's also a couple coin cell batteries in here as well. It's hard to see, but if you look down in there, you can see a Phillips head down there that retains that, and you take that out and there's 2 coin cell batteries in there. The top purple button here, if you press it, it launches OneNote. I don't have an account set up, so it won't do anything. If you double click it, it's supposed to take a screenshot, but it also like opens OneNote too when you do it. I don't know why it wants to do both. I just want to take a screenshot. I don't know if it's because I'm not pressing it fast enough. But anyways, the top button is your right mouse button. So if you're on the desktop and you need to right click, you just press it, instead of before where you used to sit here and hold it for long enough for it to go. The bottom one is an eraser, so if you're in OneNote or Paint and you need to erase something, you can erase things. This feels pretty good in the hand. The unfortunate thing is there's no place on the actual surface. You can there's the magnet for the charge port. You can kind of like stick it on the side there, but it's going to fall off. Another new item for the Surface 3 is the new type cover 3. Obviously, since the Surface is now larger, you need a larger cover to cover it. Pretty much the same suede style materials as the type cover 2. It says Surface down here now as well. The touchpad is a lot bigger. There's no indication where the left mouse button ends and the right one begins, but you somewhere right in the middle there. But it's a lot smoother. I think it's working a lot better than the Surface Pro 2 type cover that we've used. It weighs approximately 10.6 ounces. It's 0.4 millimeters thinner than the Surface 2 type cover. One neat thing about this one now is if you're typing flat and you're used to your more angled keys, this has a magnetic strip up here which allows you to fold that up like that, and you've got your angled keyboard that you're used to for typing. It is backlit. I don't know if you might not be able to see it because of how bright it is down here, but it is backlit. As a indicator for caps locks. It is cross compatible with the previous generations, even though obviously it's larger, so it doesn't serve much as a cover. But if you had to put this on one of the other ones to type on it, it would work. Probably one gripe is this little flap you see here was in a tiny little envelope in the cover, and this is where you're supposed to put your pen. If you can even get this sucker to go in here. Can't even get it to go in there. That's supposed to be for your pen. It basically is just held on with adhesion from the tape, so who knows how long that will last. I guess that's better than nothing. Still kind of chintzy. The last accessory we bought for this guy, of course, is the docking station. Here's the charger for your docking station. It uses a straight barrel connector. This is 4 amps out. Same stylish connectors as before. And here's our dock. This guy weighs 1 pound, 7.7 ounces, and it's approximately 13 inches long by about 3.8 inches high by about 4 inches deep. This has 3 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 mini display port that supports daisy chaining, 1 gigabit Ethernet, headphone jack, charging jack, security lock on this side. The major difference between this and the previous generation of docks is this now actually uses the charging port for an actual data connection. You're not doing like port replication like you were on the previous ones, and it pretty much just sits in there as the other ones did. Fold the kickstand, it sits in the dock, you push it there, it leaves your USB and mini DisplayPort open. A lot of people who don't have DisplayPort monitors with daisy chaining will be able to hook a second monitor up here. The right hand side here has a magnetic base to install the pen or let it sit there. It'd probably be a little cooler if you could put it somewhere in here so not have magnets, but so far I'm liking this a lot better than the Surface 2. This user is using this Surface to completely replace his aging Dell Latitude 4310. So with the SSD and the Core i5, he's definitely in for a performance boost. Fan noise and temperature on this are pretty good. I noticed originally when I did the initial setup, it ran the fan for a little bit and whatnot and got warm on the back right hand side here. But since I've been running it, watching YouTube videos and doing various browsing, I have yet to hear the fan kick on again, and even when it did, it's very quiet, so it's not as noticeable. So I'll leave you guys with a couple pictures I took from the front and rear facing camera, along with a quick video from the rear facing camera. Thanks for watching, everyone.